man. He gonna be loud.
Loudspeaker, man. You trying to kill me, man. Why you hitting me, huh?
I remember this kid.
Yeah, we live.
Right.
You right on the bus. Watch out for that bus.
Set it off, folks.
So, no, y'all got it?
This the finale for the year, bro. You gotta set this off. I know it's live, man.
Alright, I said that.
Yeah, it's the finale, man. Head honcho. Set it off for the year.
What's on there so he can sprinkle it, I think, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, it's a spirit.
Y'all know, right? With the trumpet, right? I'm trying to get to the page.
Since that's the spirit.
Yeah, that's the spirit right there.
I know the scripture was scarred.
What you talking about?
Ezekiel. I know.
Oh, okay.
That's the home.
Yeah.
That's the home. We're gonna keep everything spiritual.
All right, Shalom. Like to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. All right. We like to give double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the Lord's hopeful elect scattered abroad, teaching His word in sincerity and truth. You know, and this is titled End Time Prophecies 2018 going into 2019. You know, and you know, we already know the apostle was waiting on the apostles to do a show. You know the regular New Year's Eve of destruction. But you know, when is the first?
Tuesday.
The first is Tuesday. You know, so this is like our sit down gathering of the week at the camp. Brothers are together. We were speaking about prophecies, you know, and we decided why not just to go into it. You know, I saw a couple of other videos on the feed with other brothers, basically the title of End Time Prophecy. So, you know, that's the wave, I'm guessing, you know, through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You know, and as always, we just gonna prophesize, man. You know, this year, 2018, you know, it's been one hell of a year, the year of prophecy, man. And prophecy's been taking place. And right before this year is out, the major prophecy, one of the last few prophecies, all right, which is the RFID microchip, as known as the mark of the beast, is ready to take its stand, man. All right, it's ready to be on the stage and dance. You know, it's no longer conspiracy. It's no longer underground news. The RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, all right, is ready to be seen. You know, you have Sweden, you have many different countries. You said earlier India. You know, you have a lot of places where people are incision a microchip up under their skin. You know, so if brothers want to start off with that scripture, you know, and then whatever you got, you know, just, yeah, bring out the scripture real quick, the chip scripture real quick. Baba Kashah, just real quick. You ain't got it? You know, since I mentioned it, I should have waited, but, you know, it is what it is. We can get around, yeah.
Just bring out this though. This
Yeah,
is,
come, you got it out.
Yeah, this is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower
Come.
and will watch to see what he will say unto me.
That's a good scripture because, you know, the true watchmen, the true prophets of the Lord, they are watchmen. You know, the Lord sent them out to rebuke, all right, to reprove, you know, to correct, you know, to, you know, with long suffering, never holding their peace day nor night, man. You know, the Lord said in Isaiah 58:1, cry out loud, spare not, lift up your voice like a trumpet and show my people their transgressions, man. So a real prophet and a true man of the Lord, all right, is going to be a watchman, man. You know, he's watching to see the times in which he's living in. You know, you're watching and seeing what's going on with Israel. You're watching and seeing what's going on with Esau. You're watching and seeing what's going on with the heathen, which are the other nations, all right, outside the 12. You know, we're watchmen, man. All right? You got it out.
Hey, real quick, if I can add. You know what I'm saying? Because the brother mentioned Isaiah 58:1. You know what I'm saying? Show my people their transgressions. Now, it's your job as a prophet. This is the day of redemption. It's your job as a prophet. Here it is. The Lord got us out there on the highways and byways for a reason. You know what I'm saying? For a reason. Now, if you
My bad, you got it.
now, if you happen to see somebody out there on the highways and byways with blonde hair, you're supposed to let them know that they going off and pull scriptures on it. You know what I'm saying? If you see somebody out there smoking weed, you're supposed to pull their card on it and let them they going off smoking weed and pull scriptures on it. If you see a man out there with long hair, dreadlocks, ponytail, whatever the case may be, you gotta pull their card and pull scriptures on it. Show them their transgressions. You know what I'm saying? Show them that they going off. You see a homosexual out there, pull out Leviticus 20 and 13. That's an indication of you showing the Lord's people their transgressions, because my people, that's a possessive noun. You know what I'm saying? It signifies ownership, because the Lord owns the nation of Israel. And the law was given to who? Israelites. So if you're going contrary to the law that was given, it's our job and our duty to tell you that you're going off, man. That's what we're set up for. To reprove, rebuke with all long suffering, man. The long suffering comes in because they ain't going to hear us. But what? We got to suffer that. Whether they hear or whether they forbid. Go ahead, bro.
It says, right? I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me.
Right, and we sit upon that tower and we wait to see what the Lord is going to say unto us. You know, how do we do that? You know, first off, we're reading, we're learning from our apostles. You know, we learned in the scriptures, you know, to pick out what current events matches up with prophecies. And we stand upon the tower and we watch and wait for the Lord to speak unto us. And when he manifests those things, we could cipher through the scriptures as being taught as stewards. All right, we get to decipher it and can figure out, okay, this is prophecy, man. This is what the Lord said is going to happen, man. You know, go ahead, up.
Right? And I will watch this to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved.
Right, when we're corrected. When we're corrected. So we're waiting to see, you know, what the Lord will say unto us when he corrects us, as far as the times and seasons we're living in, man. Go ahead.
And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it.
And that's what we do. You know, the brothers do the epistles, the shows. You can't say that they ain't making it plain upon tables. There's so many videos out right now, man. You know, there's an awakening within Israel, man. You know, people are waking up. The Israelites are waking up. But that's just a start. Because once you find out you're a Hebrew Israelite and you believe that, you are ordained, all right? You are obligated to live your lifestyle as a Hebrew Israelite. It's not about you just knowing you're a Hebrew Israelite and thinking you know something or you're going to be saved. You actually have to repent and follow your ways and follow your true ways in which the Most High have given you as your customs, man, which was taken away from us from a time. You know? Go ahead.
Right? It says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it.
So brothers do that, man. Brothers do their shows each week. Brothers are putting in, you know, their epistles and work and making it plain, man. It's so plain now to the point that these niggas out here that despise the truth, they don't believe it. Here it is, the mysteries, you know, the dark parables and things are being revealed. And now when it's finally here, they saying, no, that's not true. That's not it. So you love to stay in a state of ignorance, man. You would love to stay in a state of confusion. You know? It makes me laugh because the Lord is revealing everything right now, and you got people saying that's not it. The mark of the beast is an embargo. The mark of the beast is Christianity. You know?
Or 666 men that ruled the planet Earth.
Con.
Can't forget about that, you nut ass.
You know? And it's clear as day when you see Esau at his pinnacle, at his highest peak. All right? You see his different tree branches of the RFID microchip at work and what it does and what it do. You know, why is it beneficial? You know, why is this his new way, and why he's pushing forth everyone gearing toward taking the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. So it's plain, man. It's plain.
And if I can harp right quick, I'm saying here it is, the nature of this Edomite, this devil. Not only is he going to mandate it, but he's going to entice it. You know what I'm saying? That's the nature of this devil. Something that's, you know, detrimental unto you, he has to entice you in order for you to accept it. You know, he has to make it likable. He has to make it pleasing. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he's gearing towards these paraplegics first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing about a paraplegic, what's the one thing they want to do? Move their limbs again. You know what I'm saying? They want to be, shit about to die?
Yeah,
Phone? 15%? Hey, yo, War, you gotta charge your phone out. Said 15%. You know what I'm saying? But one thing about paraplegic, they want to just be able to move their limbs again, man. You know, so what? This Edomite, knowing that forehand, designed the chip, which is the mark of the beast, you know, to play upon your cerebral cortex, you know, to where you're able to move your limbs. You know, because everything starts in the mind. You know? So here it is. That chip has those triggers that can send those signals within the body once that chip is already inside you in order for you to move your limbs, man. That's those miracles that the scriptures speak upon. You know, that the chip can actually do. You know, so what? That's a form of enticement. You know? In order for you to, you know how long those airport lines be. Here it is, if you got the chip, you can skip to the front of the line. Form of enticement. When all hell breaks loose in the society, you can't get food and water without the chip, it's a form of enticement, man. That's the case and example of when the Lord said he causeth all, both small and great. The cause is the enticing. Go ahead, bro.
Quick thing, this is on Revelation chapter 19, verse 20. And the beast was taken and hidden with the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that have received the mark of the beast, and them that receive his image were cast alive into the lake of fire burning with brimstone. You know, and we're going into that wrought the miracles, man, that deceived the people that received the mark of the beast, man. You know, because like the brother said, man, they're gonna package this thing as a great thing, man. You know, here it is. Esau had hold back these so-called pushing forth with the technology as far as being able to have your limbs to be moved with the chip and implanted inside of you. You know, so now when you have it on a larger grand scale of things, to where you're going to have these people that are disabled, that are going to be able to move their limbs, right, by receiving the mark of the beast, man. You know, because here it is. You had the Spirit had it out to where the apostle brought out an old video of an engineer that helped work on a project to where they were trying to work on a patient that had a severed spine. You see, but now they're so much more advanced now to where they're able to create that so-called miracle. Okay, so now it's gonna look at it as a great thing. You know, so the people are going to be in awe of what they have created through receiving the chip. Okay?
I got some. This is Isaiah, which this book chapter verse is entitled, the subheaded, Woe for Trusting in Egypt. So it says, Isaiah 31:1, Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. And we know that modern day Egypt was talking about America. So we know something is going to happen, something's going to have to happen to where you forced to go down there for help, man. Okay? We know that that's going to happen. And same thing as the brother saying, it all ties in, man. All right? If you were paraplegic, man, something happened to you to where you could go down to Egypt for help. All right? And on a grand scale, they're going to have a false flag attack. Okay, whether it be inflation, all right, whether they have the EMP, all right, be stretched out for a period of time to allow chaos to enter into America, all right, or a pestilence may break out, however it's going to come in. Something's going to happen to it. A lot of people are going to be forced to go down there for help. But it says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many. Right? Because they're going to look like a sure foundation, man. All right? To the unspiritual eye, man. Okay, they're going to have a lot of rations to give out. They're going to have water. They're going to have all their water there, FEMA, man. All right? They're going to have the RFID chips ready to give out before you can get these different rations and provisions. Okay, it says, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. Okay, but they don't look for Yahweh Shemashah for help. They're going to look, hey, the brother was going into it, brother Shalom was going into it on how all you got to do is have some diligence, man, and learn the herbs and eat healthy, pray to the Lord, but instead they're going to want to take the chip, man, for these things. So it says, verse 2, yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. It says, now the Egyptians are men and not the Most High, and their horses flesh and not spirit. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is all hoping shall fall down, and they shall all fail together. So that's that's Esau with his damn 2/3 coons, all right. You so-called Hispanics and natives and Negroes, all right, that are gonna combine and that are gonna be willing to bow down to him and be a part of his system, taking that RFID chip. Y'all all gonna fail. That whole thing is gonna fail together, man. All right, and how about Shemar Shai gonna come back and destroy that and break and make this place the damn lake of fire, man? Okay, for you guys disobeying, how about Shema Shai?
All right, reading back, this is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
So that's what's happening. The vision that the prophet Habakkuk saw, which is what what we're seeing now, because we understand that through reincarnation, Habakkuk got to be back. All right, and if he is back, and if he is not back, he probably came back and went back into the spirit world. But he more than likely probably back. And what? Can you read that again, Baba Kushai?
Right. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
And that's what's happening. It's speaking to us, man. Like if you can't hear the Lord speaking through these prophecies, then you don't want to hear it, man. It's not that you can't hear it, you don't want to hear it, man. Most High is lending out his hand and you shoving his hand down, Go ahead.
If I could add, low willing, this be the year, low willing, this be the year when shit pop off, man. I got something real quick. This is Nahum 3:3. The horsemen lift up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there is a multitude of slain and a great number of carcasses, and there is none in of their corpses. They stumble upon their corpses. And the reason why I brought this out is because, like the brother said, right now, it's kind of like you got a choice to whether you want to see it and get right or you don't want to see it. It's going to come to a time where you don't got no choice but to look in front of you and see these corpses, lying in front of you, man. You know what I'm saying? Where your loved ones or, you got the choice to where, you suffer, you suffer death or take the chip, man. Everybody you can say, well, I'm a man of the Lord. I'm the one that got the truth, man, and to see the people. But like the apostle Tahar said, when that time come, all right, and Jacob's trouble and all these things come upon you, then you shall know that a prophet was among you, man.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna know. You're gonna know what time you in. Now like I said, now you might, you got guys that still, hold on to some, their sting, if you want to call it that. But hey, it's gonna come to a time where the most important thing is going to be this truth, man.
Yeah, and you got false prophets, you got true prophets, man. And if you teaching you know, the world, you out in the highways and byways, you might be teaching men up and coming that believe in you because they believe they believe in that they're an Israelite, and you're teaching them that the RFID microchip is the mark of the beast. You're gonna get yourself killed, but not just yourself, you're gonna get him killed too. That's with you, man. You know, because if you're not teaching that it is, then that means you're for it, man. Yahweh Shai said, if he don't gathereth, he scattereth. So it's no in between, it's no neutral, it's no, oh, I didn't know. And that's why the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, he always have his great men, all right, that cluster, that election, to rebuke. So you can't have an excuse to say, I didn't know. Nobody never told me. You know, you can't say later, well, why didn't you get on me? Maybe I would have seen it if you got on me. But God's taking rebuke and saying they're being persecuted. You ain't witnessed persecution yet. That's another prophecy that's going to take place, man. The real persecution, man. When Esau come in like a roaring lion, man. Scriptures in 2nd Ezra 16, when the flood come, sparing none. You know? That's all prophecy, man. What you gonna... Jake want to be an Israelite, but when Esau approached him about being an Israelite, they ain't an Israelite. You know? Oh, I never had no problem with you, Esau. You know? That's what these guys going to end up saying because they're false prophets, man. You know? They just out here because social media, the wave of it is in the gear of being a YouTuber, the views. It's about loving thyself, making a name for yourself. You got guys with dreads, tattoos in the middle of their forehead. You got guys smoking weed. It's this thing on this internet highway that anybody think that they could just pick up a Bible and teach.
Chance the Rapper.
Chance the Rapper, the water. There you go. This guy looking all gayish, you know, feminine, teaching, don't know what the hell he talking about. And on top of it, I watched the brother from Hawaii. He did that video. He did a bad video on that dude. You know, pulled that shit up, man. You know, this guy, Chance the Rapper, you can tell he been watching the real men of the Lord teach. So he wants to do it too. You know, they think because they see in your face, here you are, a young man, so-called minority, all right, and you teaching, they think, oh well, hey, this man got money, man. Yeah. This nigga got money. Do whatever he can have, whatever he want, do whatever he want, but he want to be like you. Type of shit is that? You got everything, but you want to show yourself as being a righteous man.
That just shows we got the truth, man.
That shows
You got guys like Nick Cannon. He wants to buy up Hollywood, but he wants to wear a turban. You know, he wants to be an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? Because they know where the truth resides. And they know what this society is coming to. And the only way that you can receive redemption and not fall victim to what the Lord got coming to this place is to get right. You know what I'm saying? So they want to be a part of it, man.
Hey, may I say something?
Yeah.
Nick Cannon is an Israelite,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. But the thing is that these guys want to do, they want to take this thing of theirs, knowing that they're Hebrew Israelite, because you can't make yourself be a Hebrew Israelite. You can't convert into this truth. You have to be born an Israelite. That's Isaiah 46:3. Born by me from the belly, carried from the womb. So you have to be born an Israelite from the seed of your father. But what it is, they seeing it, they going, that's knowledge, And they want to be able to go into the scriptures and do that. They like more like the character, the guy that wanted to buy from Peter, the spirit. Simon. He wanted to buy the spirit. That's what they want to, man. Because really what they want to do, they know that they're Hebrew Israelite, but they want to twerk it and move it in a way they want to be it. Right. You know, they want to not go through the straight gate, which is give up your riches, man, and live for the truth. Yahweh Shai gave up his riches. The Lord and Savior, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, he gave up his riches. All right? He laid his life down. But you got guys that can't give up a penny. And this this wicked, what the Lord said,
Wicked and sinful, adulterous.
adulterous, sinful generation, man. You ashamed of the Lord, man? And this homosexual, transsexual, weirdo-ness, it's,
Hey, cause
come on, man.
Cause essentially, look, they want to be the men of the Lord, man. But that's not your lot. That's not your lot. You know, the Lord, you when you read, I believe in St. John the 3rd chapter, towards the end, you got certain men that believed on Yahushua, but he didn't commit himself unto him.
Right.
Because he knew all men. You know what I mean? And I got this account right here, even in the book of Acts, right? Because you had certain men that seen the works of Paul, right? Because essentially, you know, these entertainers, they watch the prophets, they see the true men of the Lord, you know, and they find themselves trying to serve the Lord, but in their own way. But they're still holding on to the world in the fashion they do as far as being a celebrity, right? But real quick, this is the book of Acts, chapter 19, verse 11. It says, "And the Most High wrought special miracles by the hands of Paul, so that from his body were brought unto the sick handkerchiefs of aprons, and the diseases departed from them." You know what I'm saying? So in the case, an example, right? Using this scripture, you know, you see the apostles, you see the men of the Lord out there. You know what I'm saying? Teaching, you know. These are actually miracles brought by the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? And when one believes in the doctrine and the truth that we speak, you know, that's a miracle being brought forth. You know what I'm saying? And then a person outside looking in, seeing that belief fall upon that person, they want a part of that. They want some recognition. So they find themselves trying to claim themselves and being an Israelite. But they're not doing it in spirit and in truth, man. You know, so reading on, it says, so you had the Apostle Paul actually healing. You know what I'm saying? Diseases. You know, and you being healed from the philosophy of this world is a case and example of you being healed from discomfort of this of what you thought this world was supposed to offer you. But once you got the big picture of what the Lord requires of you, that's what you call healing. You know what I'm saying? Reading on, it says, and the evil spirits went out of them. And just like brothers, man, evil spirits went out from us. You had brothers involved in some shit, man, while we was in the world. But once the Lord crossed us over to this truth, you know what I'm saying? That's a case and example of us being healed, man.
Yeah, that's a miracle, man.
It's a miracle.
Hey, may I say this? To be pulled out of the world, from the ways of the world, going into the pagan holidays, you know, chasing after the hoes, being around your niggas 24/7, going to the clubs.
Smoking.
Yeah, smoking. Them drugs are adultery, the music, robbing,
madness,
all that shit, man. Oh, school. Can't forget about wicked ass school.
Right.
You know. Here it is. You was pulled from that. That's a miracle, man. That's a miracle, because that's an ideology and a lifestyle, which is not real. But like it says in Micah, what's that? Was it 2:8? 2:10. It shall destroy you with a sword of destruction, man. So the Lord looked out, you know.
Real quick, let me dust this off, right? Verse 13. It says, "Then certain of the vagabond Jews, exorcists, took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits the name of the Lord Yahushua, saying, We adjure you by Yahushua, whom Paul preacheth. And there were 7 sons of one Sceva, a Jew, and chief of the priests, which did so. And the evil spirit answered and said, Yahushua I know, and Paul I know. Who are ye?"
Right.
That's these guys trying to teach this word, man. Because they seen the true men do it. So if they saying, oh, if they can do it and nobody knows them, oh, I can do it, everybody knows me, I can have an influence. The Lord will plague your ass, man. The Lord will plague you, man.
And you know,
Because what essentially you climbing up some other way, man.
Mhm.
You're not abiding by St. John the 10th chapter, man. You're not going through the door. You're not going through Yahweh Shai. You know, you look, man. I'm gonna hit you with something because look, even though Yahweh Shai is the middleman to the Heavenly Father, look, you gotta go through certain men to get to Yahweh Shai. You gotta follow a certain doctrine and a certain teaching in order to even believe in Yahweh Shai.
Mm.
And the Lord got certain men set up for that particular purpose. So if you're not going to believe on the teaching that these certain men are teaching, how can you accept Yahweh Shai? That's a stumbling block that the Lord got laid for some of you niggas, man.
And you know what it is? You got a lot of celebrities that they waking up to the fact that they're Israelites, but then they're getting into these congregations with the false prophets.
Yeah.
Because the false prophets are they have that carpet paved out for them to come in.
Yeah.
Because they looking at them to, especially you get with IUIC and you got some money.
Kendrick Lamar.
They looking to extort you.
Yeah.
You know, they ain't looking to just lie to you. They trying to get you for your bread because they want to live a little better life.
Yeah.
Like my man Kana. Kana, you know, conniving ass, lying ass nigga. But here it is, most of these celebrities, they find out they Israelites and then they get with these false prophets. They get with the ones that's teaching a false doctrine. And then they think because they take a picture with the celebrity and they post it on Facebook or YouTube and in social media, it's like, look at us. We got a one-up on y'all. Well, we're not about views, man. We're about teaching the truth.
Fuck Kodak Black.
Yeah.
All right?
We
We don't need no celebrities as leverage to please people or gain disciples, man. The word of Yahweh Shai stands alone, man, and he's gonna wake up who he wants to wake up and reel him into being of the elect, man.
Exactly.
You don't need no popularity to reel people in.
Exactly.
I got something. This is Matthew chapter 19, verse 23. Then said Yahweh Shai unto his disciples,
That's right.
Verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. And again, I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through an eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of the Most High. Because there was a certain young man that asked Yahweh Shai, how can I,
Obtain salvation.
attain salvation, and Yahweh Shai said unto him, right? He said that if thou be perfect, go and sell all thou hast and give to the poor. All right? And it says, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven and come and follow me. And then when you go into that give to the poor, it's basically going out there and preaching the word, man, to the faithful elect, man, the potential elect, man, and waking them up, basically, You have to forsake everything that you have, man, But when he heard these sayings, he went away sorrowful because he had great possession, man. So these celebrities want to try to tap their toe into the truth, but they want to submerge themselves within the world, man. It don't work that way,
Hey, because even when Yahweh Shai, somebody grabs 2 Corinthians, the 8th chapter, I believe the 8th verse, if I'm not mistaken. But real quick, let me finish this off, right? These people thought they was doing the Lord's service, right? Let me just finish it. Start at 15 again. Acts 19 and 15. And the evil spirit answered and said, and that goes to show the evil spirits know. Look, the evil spirits know who's right, man. They know, man. Once you got that rapport with Yahweh Shai, them evil spirits know that they can only fuck with you only to a certain level, man. You know what I'm saying? And these particular vagabond Jews wasn't them dudes. And I'm going to read it, right? And it says, and the evil spirit answered and said, Yahweh Shai I know, and Paul I know, but who are ye? And the man in whom the evil spirit was leaped on them and overcame them and prevailed against them. So that goes to show the Lord was never dealing with you. Because what the Lord tells us in, Corinthians 10 and 13? For I will not allow you to be suffered above which you are able.
Right.
But that's only if you're the elect. But if you're not the elect, the Lord's going to give you unto that destruction, man. You know? It says, and they prevailed against them so that they fled out of the house naked and wounded. And this was known to all the Jews and Greeks also dwelling at Ephesus. And them Greeks were actually Israelite foreigners. Right? In Ephesus, and fear fell on them all, and the name of the Lord Yahushua was magnified. So that whole situation happened for Yahushua to be magnified.
That's right.
Because why? It's all about Yahweh Yahushua. It's all about Yahushua. Yahweh got his glory during the time of Egypt. Now Yahushua is getting his glory. You know what I'm saying? But y'all brothers got that account in 2 Corinthians, the 8th chapter, where the Lord gave up his riches for the sake of the poor.
Oh, yeah. 89.
Bring it down. Bring it down. Bring it down.
Alright, 2 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 9. For ye know the grace of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, that though he was rich, yet for your sakes he became poor.
That's right. Though he was rich, but for your sake, whose sake? The elect's sake. He became poor. You know what I'm saying? So that's why Yahushua made that statement in Matthew the 19th chapter that the brothers reading. You know, because one thing about a camel, you know, because that needle, it was pretty much like a gate that they had to do, that they had to get through. And one thing about those camels, they had baggage. You know, so for the camel to get through alongside that baggage, they had to what? Humble themselves. They had to stoop down, get low, and squeeze in order to get through that gate. That's that needle that the Lord was talking about.
And
These entertainers are not willing to humble themselves in order to obtain the salvation in the kingdom of heaven. They're not willing to sell all that they have to make the baggage less of what they have in order to enter into the kingdom of heaven. They're not willing to do that because they got mansions, they got homes, they got cars, they got riches, they got stocks, they got properties, they got everything that they heart could wish for. They're not forsaking that for something that they can't actually see and touch present day, man.
And if I'm gonna add too, you know, how many of these celebrities are you seeing willing to go out there on the line, you know, in the winter, out there on the highways and the byways and teaching the word, right? And the scripture for that is Romans 12:1. I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. How many of these rich men, these rappers and things like that, are willing to do that? Like the brother said, humble themselves and enter through that straight gate, the narrow path. You know? Like you said, they got baggage on them, man. You know?
And I got some, you know, going back to like Chance the Rapper and these dudes, man. This is Jude chapter 1 verse 4. It says, for there are certain men crept in unawares. Alright, and hey man, if you think of like a you know, like a family get together, okay, you see everybody's having a good time, alright? It looks like the party is rocking. Hey man, like in that movie with Tupac, man, okay?
What's up, guys? It's Mo.
When he went in there, man, okay, he wasn't even part of the family, but he's partaking in that barbecue, man. He crept in unawares, man. He had no reason being there, but just because he saw it looked lit, and a lot was going on, just because he saw that it looked lit and a lot was going on, he wanted to partake in that, man. And ultimately, that's all these crept in unaware dudes, man. They see what Yahweh Shai is establishing, man, and what he got going on, and you know what it takes to do this, how the bravery it takes to do this, okay, and how Yahweh Shai is dealing with us. They see that and they want in, man. So it says again, Jude 1:4, there are certain men crept in unawares. What are you doing here, man? Like the scripture that the brother got, man. Paul we know, all right, but who are you? It says, who were before of old ordained to this condemnation, ungodly men. All right, like how you want to see, man. All right, they just worried about money. It says, turning the grace of our power into lasciviousness and denying the only Lord power in our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach. And that word lasciviousness gets into being dirty, man, being filthy. All right, So they turn the grace of Yahweh Shemashai into filthiness, man, and they abusing it, man. I got another precept real quick. Psalms chapter 115, verse 1. It says, not unto us, O Lord, not unto us, but unto thy name give glory, for thy mercy and for thy truth's sake.
Hey, just to add to the brother, so it could be, you know, how the Spirit got us getting into this. Hey, this in 2019 could be to where the Most High start killing a lot of you false prophets, man.
Yeah.
You know, because the Lord, hey, He's gonna get His glory, man. He's gonna get His glory. All right, and just like He built Pharaoh up to take him down and show His glory. He's doing that with Esau, man. But the scriptures say what? That judgment shall begin at the house of Israel. All right, hey, so you false pastors, you gonna get it, man. I got some real quick, brothers and God, man. This is First Corinthians 1 and verse 27. It says 26 actually. For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty men, not many noble are called. But God hath chosen the foolish things of this world to confound the wise.
Hey, and the Lord did that for a particular reason. You know, to see if you're actually going to deal with faith. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy. Matter of fact, somebody get Sirach the 13th chapter, right? I believe Sirach the 13th chapter, verse, I want to say 11. Uh, 23, Salakia. Sirach 13 and 23.
Yeah.
Read that right there.
Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 13, verse 23. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his
Slow.
tongue.
Slow.
When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue.
That's right. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue. Meaning what? When a rich man speaketh, someone who got physical riches, money, everyone shuts the fuck up. Why does everyone shut the fuck up? Because they want to know how they got them riches. They want to know how they got that money. So they go and follow that individual's lead, how they got that money. That's why the Lord ain't calling them rich motherfuckers into this faith. Many mighty, many noble. The Lord's not dealing with them. Go ahead.
And look what he said. They extol it to the clouds.
They magnify it, man. They extol it to the clouds. They treasure it. Being optimistic that they can achieve the so-called success in which that rich man has. Go ahead.
But if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this?
We see that week in and week out there on the highways and byways. You know what I'm saying? What do individuals predominantly say? What is this about? You know what I'm saying? What do the tribes signify? Who is Esau? You know what I'm saying? Because this is something that they're not familiar with. Not only that, we're not men of recognition, so to speak. Go ahead.
Hey, if I could add real quick, brother,
Yeah.
and that's why they try to rebuke the Bible, cut us up with a quote from a renowned God. You know what I'm saying? Like His word trumps the Bible. You know what I'm saying?
But they don't cut nothing. It's like a dog howling at the moon. You're lucky if we get a response. You get a response. But considering we are defenders of the Gospels, you only get a response and get cut. Because pursuant to the scriptures, the Lord said, for I will give you a mouth in which your adversary shall not gainsay nor resist, man. So you're not going to get over, nor are you going to fight, because why? 1 + 1 is 2. It's truth. You can't fight against that. You can't fight against that. That's why you got demons that always come up and say, oh, well, what do you think? It's not about what we think. That's why Proverbs 3 and 5 is written. Our mind is in parallel to the mind of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And we're going to speak according to the scriptures. And cut you with it.
Because polite man, when he almost got converted, all right, by the apostles, all right, until it came to the so-called rape issue.
All right,
He's like, so it's like, all right, so now that we know that,
yeah.
are we supposed to still follow this God? You know, he dad said that, man.
Emotions.
All right, and hell yeah, man. We parallel, like the brother said, to Yahweh Shem Shai, man. Whatever he said, we don't got who the hell are we to argue with that, man.
Creation.
You know?
Hey.
How I said, for lo, I come in the volume of the book.
That's it.
So, and that comes with every part of the law that comes with the so-called rape doctrine or whatever. Well, there's laws on rape. Hey, Esau has laws on rape. You know, the law where you have a disobedient son and he refused to listen to you or the judges, you take him out to the middle of a field and stone his ass to death. Make a public example of him. Yahweh Shai is with that.
Yeah.
You know, Yahweh Shai comes in the volume of the book, man, from front to back.
Hey, that's why Revelation 14:4 is written. They follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth.
Mm.
The elect follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. What's that mean? We follow the truth, man. We follow the doctrine. We understand what's going on within these scriptures, and we abide by it. You know, we defend it. You know, when someone speaks against it. That's how we follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. And the Lord is talking about the elect, man.
Hey, real quick, I want to, since we on prophecies, right? You know, the year, the end time prophecies, 2018 to 2019, right? And the main focus really is the RFID microchip, which we understand to be the mark of the beast. Now, here's an article, which brothers we know, but I just pulled it up for edification's sake. It says FEMA buys 50,000 RFID chips from Sweden.
Why is that? FEMA is supposed to be a safe haven, man. So you gotta ask yourself, why is this so-called safe haven buying devices that's intended to destroy you? Go ahead, bro.
Come. It says, yesterday we exposed the truth behind Biohacks Corporation, a Swedish tech firm that manufactures dangerous, which that's that group that's known for chipping, main company source. It said,
Yeah, biohacks.
Yep, biohacks. It says questionable RFID implants may that mean two recipients and may have harmed countless others. In 2017, Biohacks quietly exported 250,000 chips to foreign companies.
Hey man, so they telling you, look, we hacking your body. They telling you, look, we taking over your body, man. Whenever there's a hack, it means what? Take over. Bio means body. So that's this devil, man. You want to hide anything from somebody, put it right under their nose.
It
The
says,
truth hiding in plain sight. They telling you who they are.
yep. It says,
Hey, and that name alone shows you that Esau must have raped him.
Yeah.
You know, but people don't speak out against that.
What?
and I was watching AMTV earlier. He did a show based on some type of commercial on his. He created his own commercial based on you got to get down with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and this new coin called Timothy or Tim, something to that nature, and not everybody knowing about it, but he's saying that you need to invest into this because this is the new wave before it actually become the wave.
Right.
And this is how you get ahead. Even with him doing that, it's making me think about even with this group, the biohacks, dangerous. That they know that the RFID chip is marketed, so they distributed it to different countries and companies. So now look, when this thing is being pushed, they could be that number one company, as the head honcho seat, man. The major company that's making all the money off of everyone being microchipped. But I'm gonna read some more. It says health agencies and governments. One recipient was none other than the Federal Emergency Management Agency, which received 50,000 tailor-made units, and this is talking about FEMA. So I brought this up because it's the arguing point of, or let's say the questioning point that you should come to your mind is, why is FEMA purchasing RFID microchips, man? You know, we spoke about this in camp. You know, when FEMA is established company, corporation that's supposed to help in a time of need as far as refuge. You know, they're supposed to feed you water, food, you know, comfort you when there's some type of calamity going on. But they purchase RFID chips. Now, what does RFID microchips have to do with your salvation? With you being comforted in a time of need? Because that would be the solution, man. So with that even being said, if you rationalize and think, something big is going to happen. You know, I'm going to pull this up too while I'm on it, because it's been a lot of talk, all right, at the NIAC. Okay, basically the government put up a post, you know, surviving a catastrophe power outage. You know, so they've been talking about a power outage. And if you've seen it this week, brothers that watch Richie from Boston, and he covered the show, basically showing you what happened in New York, the power lines blowing up. There was some type of light from the sky. You know, power plants is being blown up. So it looks like maybe there could be some type of real outage. So if the government is telling you to basically, and let me move down some, it says, is that it? Yeah. Oh, it says how to strengthen the capabilities of the nation. So they're basically telling you how to prep, you know, for 6 months, because it possibly could be an outage. You know what I'm saying? So we tying this into prophecies, man, because if you understand, why wouldn't it starve you out? So that the solution, to force you in that direction of taking the RFID microchip. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, they also, you were saying before about how, so you're saying like, here it is, they recommend you to have how many weeks of food?
They said basically 6 months.
6 months of food. But here it is on the same token, if you store more of a week's worth of your food, you're looked at as a domestic terrorist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this devil is trying to trip you up either way, man. That's why he's a damn devil. All right, so here it is. He's recommending on one hand that you get 6 months worth of food to prepare for an outage, and if people go out there and do it and actually do it, then they're gonna look at you as a domestic terrorist and persecute you, man.
That's right.
You know, so you messed up either way, man. You know. And
let alone you got Donald Trump, basically, you know, well, basically a government shutdown is gonna happen. It looks like it's on the way. You know. Yeah. And that's going right into them taking your taxes. You're not being able to receive taxes. That means taxes is going to be pushed back. You know, Trump made a statement. He said, you know, government shutdown is going to be one of the longest government shutdowns you ever seen, man. You know, roughly paraphrasing in his words, he said this is going to be the longest shutdown. You know, until they contribute to adding to that wall, building that wall of his, man. You know. So if you have a government shutdown, the longer the government shut down, a lot of the people that work for the government not going to get paid. They're not going to be able to take care of their family, man. And when you got those that's in law enforcement and they're not getting paid, they already strapped with arms. They strapped with guns, man. What they going to turn into? Criminals. You know? And they got a license to carry. If you know anything here in America, Babylon the Great, the real criminals are the police, man. They get away with it. They have a license to kill. The most dirtiest cops are the detectives. Just like Nate Satan from IURC, man. They the dirtiest, man. And they get dirty. They show us in the movies, come on. You know, they show you in the TV series. They show you, man, you know these things when you out and about driving your car and you get pulled over. Hands on, man. You know? If anybody got anything, I just wanted to bring that up because this is what we're talking about, prophecies.
That's what I wanted to say, because that's coming into 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, sedition among men. You know, the government shutdown, a sedition among men is basically an uprising against the government. Okay, so it's like the same thing in the military. Is if a soldier goes against the military, it's called mutiny. Well, that's the same thing in a form of citizenship. Okay, so citizens are going to go against the government, whatever they say, whatever they do, and the biggest thing behind that is going to be money, financial reasons, man. You know, so a government shutdown, these taxes, if these taxes don't show up in February, especially our people, you Israelites, are going to wild the fuck out. All right, guaranteed. Okay, you know, so it's going to be the driving force behind sedition among men. We look at the riots in France. All right, France, the riots out there is over taxes. It's always about money. So if you keep the money away from the people, there's going to be a sedition among the men. When the dollar crashes, which is what the Federal Reserve is set up to do in the beginning, in the first place, the people are going to riot and go crazy. Okay. And what? Order at KO. That's when you bring in the troops. That's when you bring in the chip. That's why FEMA's getting ready for these things. That's why FEMA has the barges, the concentration camps set up. All right. We have UN tankers, military vehicles all surrounding Chicago, wherever they're stationed at. They moved in about a year ago, and they're just sitting and waiting for Esau to hit the go button, man. You know, so Esau is preparing for this, for sedition among men that's being designed, you know, by his own doing. By time. Yeah, but that's Satan. Yeah. But yeah, you know, but that's Esau setting up his own order at chaos. You know, so that's the point.
Hey, I got some edification, right? It's ABC News, and the title is "Government Shutdown." Employees lose not only paychecks, but paid time off too. Let me read some of it, right? It says, Lisa Gray was supposed to go on vacation with her family on Thursday, but now it's up in the air. As an air traffic controller, her husband Thomas is a federal employee affected by the government shutdown. He won't be getting a paycheck for his work this week, directing aircraft in and out of Oakland International Airport, but that's not all. His family won't be able to go on vacation either, since he's unable to receive paid time off for the duration of the shutdown. And that goes for however long the shutdown is. He's not getting paid. And that's what? The vintage shall not come. Isaiah the 32nd chapter, right?
Hey,
go ahead, bro.
Hey, just to add to the brother, you know, and when you, like brother was going into, and now that what these police officers not getting paid, they're going to stop trying to keep the people safe, which means what? Now you need martial law, because, you know, you still got to, you know what I'm saying, keep some type of peace, all right? And that's where the soldiers come in, man.
My bad.
Oh, that's where the private contractors come in, man.
And there was an alert that went out that's going out that was saying that 911 is going to be cut off.
Right.
You know?
It's been cut off.
It's been cut off. You know? So it's all these little small things that's happening. It's going to lead to a bigger problem, man.
Showing you that 911 don't care about you. They only doing it for a paycheck. Right? Reading on, right? It says, but that's not all. His family won't be able to go on vacation either, since he's unable to receive paid time off during the duration of the shutdown. All scheduled paid leave and other paid time off, including paid holiday time off, are canceled for lapse affected employees during a lapse in appropriations. The U.S. Office of Personnel Management guidelines say, as a result, Gray's family vacation may be upended. He did have to turn in his vacation week for next week because there's no guarantee you get paid for vacation days. Lisa Gray herself, a former air traffic controller, told ABC News, it's hard to work Christmas Eve and Christmas Day anyway. And then under these circumstances, it's worse, she added. Many employees are scheduled to take, use, or lose annual leave in late December and early January before the end of the leave year on January 5th, 2019. For those are standard bi-weekly payroll cycle, the White House guidelines continue. All leave is canceled for lapse-affected employees during a lapse in appropriations. The lapse refers to the lapse in appropriations or a stall in budget talks, which is what caused the shutdown.
Hey, and that shows you how much of a devil Esau is, man, because here it is. You got this government shutdown. Why? It's because it's a standoff, because Donald Trump wants $5 billion to build this wall that's going to stretch thousands of miles, okay? Which is that's not even a feasible feat, man, to even do, man. But it's just the carnal aspirations of him doing that, man. You know, to where it rallies up the troops, so to speak, man. The Edomites in this country, man. You know, and here it is, man. That's how carnal this man is, man. To build a damn wall, man, over the natural land that was set forth, man. You know, and it is rugged terrain that they have to cover with these walls, man. You know, there's a couple of documentaries that's on YouTube now, to where this devil even has it going into the on the west coast in California. They got it going a few hundred yards into the ocean. You know, this man gotta go. He gotta go, man. You know, I damn war and
gotta stay.
Yeah, you gotta stay.
Hey, your house shot gotta sweep and clean, man. You know, and here it is. You got this Edomite, because you got Edomites that are actually against this wall. Right. So now you have this Edomite that was being interviewed. Okay, now the wall, the proposed wall, is supposed to cut straight through his farmland, and you know what his answer was? He said the wall's gonna be built across my dead body, man. You know? Hey, and that's the sentiment of Esau Edom, man. You know, this is why they're gonna try to take the firearms from the people, man, from their own people, man. You're trying to take away his blessing, man. You know, so it's nothing but a bloodbath that's coming here, man. You know.
Hey, real quick, like anything where he said you're gonna build about 5,000 miles, right?
Well, he has to cross the borders of Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, and California.
Look, from here where we at, good luck with that. From here where we at to California is 3,000 miles. So imagine how far, and you talking about another 2,000 miles on top of that. Imagine how far that shit gonna be, man, and how much it gotta ground it gotta cover.
Hey, I'm gonna just dust off this last little paragraph. Y'all can read the rest of this article. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just dust off this paragraph. It says the federal government shut down operations for unfunded agencies on December 22nd, with President Donald Trump threatening to hold up negotiations until he gets appropriations for a wall on the Mexican border.
Hey, that shows the power of Esau as well, man. Because in the scriptures it says, "Or remove not the ancient landmarks." Okay, the Lord already set everything up, and now here you got Donald Trump actually building a wall to try and make his own landmark on top of what the Lord already made. Who the fuck is you, man?
And it says here that the border is approximately about 2,000 miles. You know, now give or take, each wall, each block of wall may be about what 10 feet long. You know, give or take 10 to 15 feet long. Let alone he needs to cover 2,000 miles, man.
Oh, you mean thick?
Huh? As far as going across the border between the border between Mexico and the United States, it's 2,000 miles.
Oh, right.
You know, the aspirations of really trying to build a physical wall to go across is not feasible, man. And for you to go ahead and ask for $5 billion doing it, man, you know, like I said, it's going to lead to the breakdown, man, of this society, man.
Hey,
but this is the leading cause of it, man.
They're gonna end up using them tax dollars.
Right.
Meaning what? Hey. The American citizens is gonna lose more money. Right. You know what I'm saying? And building that wall. The vintage shall not come. So what's going on? So your tax return, you're not gonna get it because it's gonna be used to build that wall. How about that? That's what essentially is going to end up happening. You know, and we know he's going to get reelected. You know,
and that wall's not going to be built.
Yeah, because the scriptures tell you in Revelation 18, Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. It's open to get to get popped. Babylon is open to get popped, man. You know, and get their cherry.
And they also have at least about 5 or 6 different companies that are fighting to get the funds for it, man. That are building their own prototype of the wall, man. So here it is. They have these guys that they have the model set up in San Diego, okay. And you have the border patrolmen. They said they're basically checking it out and basically kicking the tires, you know, to see if which wall is feasible for them to build, man. You know, and they have different prototypes set up. You know, about 5 or 6 different prototypes of the wall set up to which one they're gonna choose, man. You know, this damn carnal man, he gotta go, man.
Hey, something. I want to bring this out too real quick. Not to change the subject. It's all prophecy, but there's a video I posted up a couple of weeks ago. RT News. It says posing a new world DNA order. Now, that is the biometrics, man. Now we saw it in Atlanta. You have at the airport for international flights, biometric scanning, iris recognition. You know, this is a new way in order to get through the system. You know, that's all DNA. You know, that's all dealing with your identity, man. You know, and RT, you can't play the video. Yeah, you know, but basically posing a new world DNA order. You know, Esau is now basically attacking your DNA, and this is why also the RFID microchip is going to have to deal with your DNA too. It's dealing with your blood, man. It's going to go inside your skin, you know.
And just like the apostle had brought out years ago, man, when he was reading when he first was bringing out about the RFID being a microchip, okay, it was talking about bio means body, you know.
Right.
So now we know that it's gonna be implantable into the body, man. We know that this is gonna come to pass, man. Don't tarry, wait for it. It shall surely come to pass, man. You know.
And that word metric goes into what? Measurement. So they want to measure your body, like the brothers going into the DNA. You know, they want to sit in the temple of the Most High, like the brother we going into last week. All right, this chip is really for you Israelites, man. Because what the scriptures say, Esau being as the Most High, when he thinking himself to be as the Most High, he want to sit in the temple of the Most High, man. All right.
And then that's what's that in Ezekiel? The book, the chapter and verse escapes me when he says, "Will thou say that thou art God?"
Oh, 28.
And the hand, 8 and 8 or 8 and 9. Yeah, bring that up, man. Because these Edomites got to be humbled, man. And the only way these Edomites get humbled is by way of scripture.
Ezekiel 28 and 9. This is what thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am God.
Who's going to slay him, man? Yahweh Shai. That's one of his multi-purposes for coming back. Slay you Edomites. Read that one more time, Yahweh Shai.
Ezekiel 28 and 9. Wilt thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am God?
That's a rhetorical question. You know, the Lord has a sense of humor. Well, would you say that because you trying to play God by mandating this chip? So are you going to say before the Lord, I'm God? Right? Before you put your ass to death? Hell no. What Hebrews 10 and 31 tell us? It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of what? The living power, man. That's Yahweh Shai.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yahweh Shai is known as a snitch.
Yeah.
Don't fall into that trap that he laid.
And he's a jinn. Genie comes from jinn. Trap your ass. You know, hey, when brothers out there on the highways and byways, we are playing the roles of genies. Because we're setting your ass up to trap you in your own words by placing certain questions upon you.
Well, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because we set you up in the trap to follow the Lord.
Exactly.
But then it's also you're in the trap because if you don't, you're marked.
You're done.
You know?
You're done.
Now that's a spiritual mark.
Yeah.
You know?
And majority of them fall into the mark of destruction.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because pride kicks in. The ego kicks in. You know? Proverbs 28 and 1 comes into play. The wicked fleeth. When no man pursueth.
Right.
But the righteous is as bold as a lion. You want to finish that, Ezekiel?
Finishing off, it says, but thou shalt be a man and know God in the hand of him that slayeth
Yeah,
thee.
Esau, you're a mortal man.
You're a man.
That's going to be put to death
You know God.
in the hand of the living power. You're not a God. You hold no merit. You know, you was only created for the day of evil, pursuing the Proverbs 16:4. That got to be disappointing. That has to be disappointing. To actually hear that, that's why the Lord said we were made to reprove your thoughts.
That's right.
We're telling you, the only purpose you were created for. We understand it hurts, but it is what it is, man. You know, the Lord fashioned certain men that he's well pleased upon, and the Lord fashioned certain vessels that he's displeased upon. You just happen to fall into the wrong part of the love song, man. You know? And the Lord blessed the Israelites in having the righteous road. It's the Lord's movie. You got it. Support.
Comments real quick. Jeremiah chapter 4 verse 7. Because you mentioned one of the reasons why Yahushua is coming back as well, to destroy these Edomites, which it says, the lion is come up from his thicket, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way.
You heard that? That's another name for the Lord, the destroyer of the Gentiles, man. All right, and he talking, and the Gentiles here are the heathen Gentiles, man. You know, even if they're Gentile foreigners, man. Because if they are Israelite foreigners and they don't believe in the Lord, then they're destroyed too. So guess who's coming back, man? All right, we hope the Lord do come back 2019. We hope he come back tonight. You know, but we're not like these other prophets that's going off of saying the 400-year mark, and next year marks the year that the Lord has to come. Hey, the scriptures tell you that no man knows the hour, nor the angels. You know, you can count numbers all you want. The Lord said, "I come like a thief in the night."
Exactly.
He said in 1 Thessalonians, he said, "Brethren, you know perfectly that the Lord comes as a thief in the night." So that singles out the election from the rest of the Israelites, because the election know perfectly, that the Lord so come as a thief in the night, man.
The Lord gotta be coming soon, because they having a party. You got Jakes that flew from America over there to Accra, Ghana, right? Over there to Ghana. In representation like of the 400 years of slavery type shit.
Word?
It's a party over there.
Because they think it's over.
It's a party over there. like they free.
Yeah.
Wow.
Give it into marriage.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like you really had, and Ghana's no cheap ticket. Ain't no cheap ticket, man. You spend at least a couple thousand, good 2,000. You know, and you got people flying over there, in the sense of symbolizing freedom. We're gonna smoke niggas.
And hey, this scripture, that's the spirit, because this scripture goes perfectly with Lord come as a thief in the night, man. Because, you know, going to how it says the lion has come up from his thicket. The thicket is dense bushes, man. And that's exactly what a lion does, man. All right, he hides right in the bushes, and then here comes, an antelope or whatever the case may be, even some hyenas. He come around them bushes, and that's your ass, man. So really, the Lord is just low-key, just lying in wait, man. He's just lying in wait on this place, man. Ultimately, until Yahweh, which is the Heavenly Father, gives him the go-ahead to come and wreck this bitch, man. All right? And then and deliver his elect. All right?
And we ain't no goddamn Africans, man.
That's right.
Hamites.
The Israelites.
Hamites, man. We're Israelites.
Yeah, we're the Israelites. They're the Hamites.
Because there was once upon a time where nobody wanted to be associated with Africans. Now you got so-called Africans that was from Africa that didn't want to be African. Now they proud to be African because it's like they're getting the look now.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not the thing to be an Israelite right now. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to claim Israel, but that time's gonna come to where they gonna claim Israel. The Lord's gonna reject y'all. The Lord's gonna reject y'all. Everybody, look. The term African booty scratcher.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody want to be an African in the 90s.
African booty scratcher.
Nobody wanted to be an
Or
African.
they like, you Djibouti. You're Djibouti. You don't be around them Djibouti's.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Nobody wanted to be an African, but now it's cool to be an African. Fuck all that, man. We ain't Africans, man. We're Israelites.
Like, oh, there goes the king of Zamunda.
Now they talk about the whole Wakanda madness.
Yeah.
2 made up countries. That goes to show the level of intelligence these people have, man.
That's right, man.
I'll finish it up. It says, Jeremiah 4:7, the lion has come up from his thicket, and the destroyer of Gentiles is on his way. He is gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate, and thy city shall be laid waste without an inhabitant.
That's right.
For this, gird you with sackcloth, lament and howl, for the fierce anger of the Lord is not turned back from us.
And how do we know that? We're still in slavery. The fierce anger of the Lord is not turned from us. You know, we close to where his anger is turned from us, but it's not yet. You know, because we're still subject to payments. This devil still got his foot on our neck, man. You know, he didn't even reach the point to where he's going to come upon us with great madness and trouble. You know?
One more game.
You know? But once that time passes, we ain't never going through this hell again, man.
This is Job chapter 18, verse 5. Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out.
Yeah,
Right.
more Philip Bubs.
Right.
Inside joke.
And
Inside joke, man.
the spark of his
Salakia.
fire.
Salakia, because the light of the wicked is going to be put out, man. This Edomite, his philosophies.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That light is going to be put out, man.
His lies.
His lies. Go ahead.
And the spark of his fire shall not shine. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him.
With him.
So his whole,
Go ahead, bro.
his whole candle gonna get demolished.
Yeah.
Not just the light put out, the whole candle gonna be broken into pieces. You ain't gonna be no more. You're gonna be nothing, man. Esau is big bad, the big bad wolf, but soon he gonna be no wolf. You know, where you gonna be found, man? Hey, the scriptures say, is this him? Is this him that made the earth to tremble?
Yes,
That
I
this
know.
shape
This the man, this the man.
Is this the man? Yeah. You know?
You're gonna see it just looking defeated. Is this the man?
This the man that made the earth to tremble?
Yeah.
You know?
Randy pseudo, right? Tied up and shit.
Yeah.
That's like those TV shows. I think Martin showed it where they had that midget. He played Mr. Parker in the Friday. You know what I'm saying? And he had a deep voice, you know, and he sat in like a business chair, like an office chair, but he always faced towards the wall. And once he's spinning them around, like, is this the motherfucker who was sending all of these threats? You know what I'm saying? Like, this midget. That's how it's going to be with this Edomite, man.
Yeah.
They're going to narrowly look upon you like, is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
The roles are reversing.
Yeah,
The elite about to become the peasant.
that's right.
The peasant about to be the elite, man.
Yeah,
In all righteousness, and it ain't never gonna it ain't never gonna return itself ever again, man.
that's right.
You know?
Hey, like in Revelations 20, how it talks about how Satan is basically pushed up into the mountains so that he basically should deceive the nations, but he shall be loose for a little season.
Yeah, that's Esau.
You know, when I was making it that way, he goes back into slavery. He's not going to deceive the nations anymore.
Right.
Just like back in the Dark Ages, man.
Yeah.
Everybody knew this guy was an Edomite. They ran him. They
Chased him out of the world.
They
Yeah.
chased him out of the world.
Yeah. Yeah. As a thief.
Yeah.
You know?
Right? Verse 7. The steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down.
And that shows you the nature of a beast. Because when he's being defeated, he start beating himself up. What Esau do as a child, man. You know, his moms get on him, take his Xbox from him, PS4, he start tearing up his whole room. Ah, fuck this! He slamming against the wall, punching the wall. He start beating himself up. Start slamming himself against the bed. I wanna die! I'd rather die! You know? What the fuck is wrong with this beast? You know? So, you know? So really your own counsel gonna cast you down. They're gonna start telling on each other. They're gonna start pointing the finger. It was you. It was me. I tried to stop them. They did it, not us. Nah, all y'all getting wiped out, man. All y'all going into slavery, man.
It wasn't us. It was them.
Yeah.
The warriors.
It was the 1%. You know, nah. Even you Edomites that live amongst Jake or you in the suburbs and you work jobs with us, you gonna go into slavery, man. You know? What's that scripture? Is it Zechariah? He says, every one of them, their adversary, shall go into captivity.
Yeah.
You know? The Lord said, every one of you gonna go into captivity, man. And ain't no Edomite gonna make it, man, as far as salvation and being a king in Israel. You gotta be kidding me, man. It don't even make sense to say that Esau could make it when we called Yasha Allah. Like that, how can you put Esau in the middle of Yasha Allah? You can't even, if we Yasha Allah, he Prince Power, basically he the Prince of the Most High. How can you put Esau in there?
You gotta flip it.
Yeah.
Esau gonna make it as servitude to Yasha.
Right. Exactly.
You gotta emphasize the capacity that you're gonna be awarded your lot.
Hey,
you know?
hey, I'm gonna say this, yo. If there's any of you Edomites that's, you watching and you've been, sued by this doctrine of these different camps like GOCC, speaking of that, you could have a possibility of making it, keep pushing for Israel, keep doing the Passover and things of that nature. Well, if you on this channel right now, I'm gonna tell you, you're not gonna make it into the kingdom of heaven with a crown or anything that has to deal with luxury, man. You're going in the kingdom of heaven with shackles and chains, man. All right? You got this, I don't want to go until you got this Edomite chick. This girl is really persuaded. And now if she could be an Israelite, then I'll be like, hey, you know what? That's the Lord. But for what I see, and you calling yourself an Edomite, but then you got this narrative as if I know I'm an Edomite, but I'm going to keep pushing for Israel. How?
I'm trying to make it in the house, boss.
Like how? Like, okay, if you an Israelite foreigner and you don't know that you're an Israelite, you make it because you're an Israelite, cool, because that's understandable, that's the Lord. But if you're gonna push this narrative, I'm an Edomite, but I'm pushing for Israel. Israel, you guys, y'all need to wake up. Y'all the Israelites. You're an Edomite.
Trying to make it in the house.
Hey, the fuck? And you ain't gonna be listen, man, you ain't gonna be good because you a brother's bed wench. What the hell you think this is? Hey, I remember Apostle Tahar said this years ago, man. We was on the street, and I never forget. He said, he don't know how in the first beginning of the kingdom how Esau is really gonna make it. Because Jake gonna be fucking them up. Like the Lord really is gonna like have to bring them back to life.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Because we damn near, the anger of the Lord on brothers, and in the first beginning, it's like you're gonna be like, fuck slaves, kill them. Fuck slaves, kill them, bitches.
For the record, I'm claiming all my supervisors and bosses.
Oh, man.
I'm claiming all of them sons of bitches.
Well, they're gonna be like Kenny on South Park, man. They're gonna die and they're gonna wake up and they pay the next day.
Right.
Because they're not sleeping in beds.
Yeah.
They're gonna, the scriptures literally say they're gonna be sleeping in the holes, man. So they're gonna climb up out of their hole the next day to come back on the field, man. Hey, you gotta do double unto you as you have done unto us.
And as I ponder, this is my speculation. It's just a speculation. Because the scriptures say, nor I nor ear have heard what's stored in the kingdom of heaven. Roughly paraphrasing that. But, in all reality, the Lord put a crown upon our head and changed our women into this perfect, perfect woman. You won't need an Edomite. You'll go to the other nations before you go to Edom. Because the way that their namesake and the way their whole vibration gonna be, you might not even, my brother might be like, you might not even, like I'm just speculating, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like they're gonna be low grade.
Nah, they gonna be very low grade. Bottom up.
You gotta have to like use your power. You gotta use your spiritual powers to make it look like something you want.
Yo.
But it's speculation. That's all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's gonna be. I'm just saying, man.
Nah, I feel
because I be thinking like that because
it's gonna be like that. But it's gonna be like that episode of, I believe it's Game of Thrones. It's not Game of Thrones and it's like 300 or something. One of those type flicks. When he was about to rape show, the Edomite, his statement was, "You're not going to enjoy this." That's what it's gonna be. When we fuck them, it's not gonna be for their enjoyment. They ain't getting no pleasure out of that. We gonna murder them.
Those bad.
Thug passion.
You know?
And your average Edomite is not looking for salvation, man.
Right.
So here it is, you people that are trying to push this doctrine of Esau can make it. He's not even looking for salvation, man. You know? All right? What is he doing to get himself in order, man? Because Esau is out of order. You know? The scriptures say that the accuser of our brethren is cast down, man.
Right.
You know? Okay? Who's our brethren, man? Esau, man.
Right.
You know? Pursuant to Revelation 19 and 10. It's like if I got it, if I got it right. But reading on, it says, "For he is cast into a net by his own feet,
There you go.
and he walketh upon a snare."
That's what's happening right now. He's cast into a net by his own feet by the way of his new world order. You know, his new world order he's been trying to establish for all these years. You know, when Senior Bush then dropped dead. Some people say he's still alive. Who knows? Getting ready for this destruction. But they've been planning this for a long time. So he's really cast into a net since he started it.
There's no understanding in this man, man. Because he is the man of sin. He is a destructive being, man. You know, everything he does, though, he destroys the earth, man. You know, he puts chemtrails in the air of the same air that he has to breathe himself, man.
Well.
You know, what could come out of that, man? Okay, what could come out of these GMO foods that are being pushed forth, man? You know, and you gotta spend a gazillion dollars to eat right, man. You know, you gotta go, right? And it says, right, the jinn shall take him by the heel. That's spiritual right there, man. You know,
Hey.
you know.
Yeah, he Jacob.
Jacob, you know. All right, Jacob took Esau by the heel, man.
Right.
You know, right? And the robber shall prevail against him, man. You know, that's spiritual again. But Yahweh Shai is ultimately the thief that's gonna come in the night.
The robber.
You know, and basically,
The robber.
when Jacob supplanted Esau out of his birthright.
the
man.
robber, the
So you want to
robber.
call the robber of your birthright?
Yeah.
So now he leave any gleaming grapes.
Yeah, the robber.
Right?
Because Esau gonna get robbed. The Most High, he planned it well. You robbed us. Just wait a couple of years, we get you back.
Yeah.
You know, and then you'll say, "Hey, you robbing us. Nigga, you never owned it.
You read what you
You
sow.
sow." Yeah.
And your net worth is going to be desolation. Right?
Zilch.
Right? Verse 10.
That's a word.
The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way.
Look at that.
You know?
Bear trap.
Right? Terrors shall make him afraid on every side,
Those his enemies.
and shall drive him to his feet.
Now you gotta stand up.
Yeah. What the hell going on here? You know, I can just picture this Edomite with the cheap 70s goddamn plaid suit on, you know, with the big glasses on. Like, what the hell's going on here? You know. Your terrorists are gonna drive you to your feet, man.
Yeah, he was drinking that wine. He was drinking that wine. He had that. What's that?
Soup,
How you
right?
call it? Mustard again?
Oh, great.
Great.
He had his wine and Grey Poupon. Some mustard. And he had to stand on his feet. All four corners of all his front of his house, the side of his house, the back of his house was all covered.
Right.
He had to get up. What's going on now?
And you got us that's in the house. So it's like, damn, I want to fuck these dudes up, but I got all these, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who do I fuck up first?
He don't fuck up nobody.
Nah,
He was way there.
No, you can fuck up, right?
He's fixed.
Man, that's the spirit, man. I made a video a little earlier this week, man, entitled "We Are No Longer a Contained Threat," man. Because at first, how this thing started, Esau, you know, thinking that this thing is a joke, man. All right, starting out there in New York, all right, thinking that this thing is a joke, man. Like, I'll let him be, you know, let these crazy niggas be or whatever, man. And next thing you know, we spread truth shall spring forth all out of the earth, man. Now we in the north, the south, the east, the west, South America, Mexico, the brothers already know, man. Africa. So now it's to the point where, hey, Esau's getting scared as hell, man. Okay, and then, hey, actions is about to start happening because right now we in what? We in fishing season, man.
Talk about it.
Okay, so right now is the time for this. This is the bait, man, and we just reeling brothers in, man. And Yahweh Shemashah's army, 144,000 is just growing stronger, man. And the next thing you know, we're gonna be in hunting season, man. Brothers is gonna get new bodies, and we're gonna be tearing your asses up, man. So it's no longer something small, man. Where Esau thought it was a joke, especially in six-pack Joes, man. Who thought it was a joke, man. It's no longer nothing small anymore. It's a wrap for y'all, man.
Hey, I'm gonna say this too. For brothers out there that's watching, don't forget. And that news coverage, Esau said everybody's gonna be microchipped in 2020. That's why I wish I could find the video again and just resurface it, because he said in 2020 everybody gonna be microchipped. Now here it is. We're not in 2019 yet, but a few days we will be. And look what they already started at the end of 2018. Facial recognition, iris scanning. That's Revelation 12 and 12. He knows that he had for the short time. So this year, 2019, it's got to be the year of them forcing, them pushing the chip, like the Tahar said, you know. He believed that 2019 would be the year they're going to go hard and pushing the chip. And I believe that too.
I got something.
You know?
It's Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 34. Is not this laid up in store with me and set upon my treasures? To me belongeth vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time. For the day of their calamity is at hand.
That's Jake. You know that's Jake. Because what's Jake? You know that's Jake. And let me catch you slipping.
Yeah.
And when you look at these rappers, not even get into that shit, but what they say when they beef with each other, they know, like they was all getting at Tekashi 6ix9ine,
Right.
because they like this dude talking so proud, like he could never get touched. Everybody like, yo, look, bro, you gonna get caught slipping. Everybody slips. You know what I'm saying? So Jake know when they be hollering, busting back on the videos, talking shit to each other, incriminating themselves. They be like, look, we gonna get you, come to my city. We go, and you can see it in their face or hear it in their voice. Like they go, watch, they say we gonna get you when you slipping, and you gonna be slipping. So when you slipping, just remember me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is the Lord. The Lord gonna get you slipping, man.
My name is K. Inside joke.
Their foot shall slide in due time. For the day of their calamity is at hand. And the things shall come upon them, make haste.
That calamity is their punishment, man. There's punishment waiting upon you Edomites, man. And who are the Edomites? The so-called white man, all right? You are the Edomites. If your father line, your father's seed goes back to being an Edomite, you are an Edomite. Now, there is confusion of faces, which you have Israelite foreigners, man. We call them confusion of faces, you know, because their faces look like the other nations, but spiritually they have the spirit of the Israelite, man, you know, and they may look like the other nations. So we're not based on this truth is not based on a color thing, as an ignorant Edomite would say. Why it gotta be about color? You know, it's not based on color. It's based on because color is an indicator. You know, we can always argue that. Why did y'all turn Yahweh Shai into Jesus Christ and make him like a white man? But they would never want to go a real sincere argument with that. They always will play semantics. But the point of the matter is that the spirit the seed goes off the father, man. And if the father's line go back to being an Israelite, then you are an Israelite, man.
Hey, and I believe essentially, I forgot the Hebrew word, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the word confusion just goes back to shame. You know what I'm saying? Shame, because Israel is ashamed unto this day. You know what I'm saying? We're at a shame. We're at a low point. You know?
Hey, brothers, that's you can wrap it up, bro. You got anything else? You got something?
Real quick, in fact, yeah, we'll get something right quick. Book of Zephaniah, right? This is Zephaniah. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. It says, the just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? The unjust meaning what? The 2/3. They don't know no shame. So they don't even recognize the judgment that the Lord is bringing forth on a daily basis. The prophecies that the Lord is bringing forth on a daily basis. When the Lord goes to mandating that chip by way of Esau, the unjust ain't going to know no shame. Why? Because they're going to take it.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to take that chip. They're going to take the mark of the beast and get destroyed and get their word wrong by it.
Mm.
You know, essentially by those thermonuclear missiles. You know, when we of the hopeful light, we recognize the judgment that the Lord is bringing forth on a daily basis. Why? Because we're watching. Our eyes is open. The Lord blessed us with vision. You know, while the Lord blessed certain men with vision, he left certain men blinded to where they can remain shameful and fall victim to the mark of the beast.
Mm. Yeah.
I
Hey,
got something.
you got something?
Kind of situation, you know, how people will be ashamed, man, and that's part of their problem, man, and why the Lord is gonna destroy 2/3 of them. Okay, and they get that from Esau, man. You know, that's why Yahushua said, "Y'all, you follow the devil." But this is Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 3, which says, so this is Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 3, it says, "Therefore the showers have been withholding, and there hath been no latter rain," which is getting into a famine. And that's, the Lord's going to bring a famine upon you Israelites, man. Upon you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and natives. 2/3 of you are going to fall victim to that if it happens to be a lot. Because there's plenty of different lots that Yahweh Shai has for y'all, man. Okay? For being wicked and loving it so, as the scripture said. So it says, "And thou hast a whore's forehead, thou refusest to be ashamed." Alright?
Mm.
So that's why, you know, that's why the scripture say, man, our people is like a smoke into the nose of the Lord. I mean, it's like into the nose of the Lord, okay? Which is an irritating feeling, man. Okay? It's not a good feeling for that. Meaning you're ultimately pissing the Lord off.
Yeah, you
okay? Because you refusing to be ashamed, man. And that's like a lot of our women as well. Okay? Hey, man, I was talking to 2 guys about that, man. 2 older guys. And they was getting on how, you know, women, they just terrible nowadays, man. You know, they got their booty shorts is halfway up their ass. And they refuse to be ashamed about that, man. You can't tell them nothing, man. You can't tell 2/3 of our people nothing. And that's why all these calamities are gonna fall upon them, man. That's why they're gonna fall victim to that RFID chip. Cause Yahweh Shai ain't gonna be with them in that day. You know? You know, all these movies that's coming out. All right, Bushwick, Bird Box. I just watched a short film called EMP on YouTube, and doing all these crazy things, man. All these people getting put to death left and right. The men of the Lord is gonna be good in that day, man.
Chill.
You know, Lord will, man. We're gonna be good in that day. That's why 7 women shall cleave one to one man of the Lord. You know, in this short from EMP I was watching, to show you how weak these dudes are gonna be coming in this time, which Lord willing is coming soon. Here it is, you had the women had to strengthen her man up. He was bitching more than the woman, you know, which he was an Edomite. So that's what's coming to you people, man. All right, it ain't gonna be about, like the scripture say, the race ain't given to the swift or to the strong or to the wise. All right, but to those that fear the Lord, roughly paraphrasing. It ain't gonna matter how you coming, man. How about Shai got it out for your ass? You done, man.
Yeah. Hey, so, you know, with that, I want to say a few words. Hey, brothers, stay strong in the faith and keep pushing, man, because this year, you know, going to be an exciting year that's coming in, 2019. You know, may the Lord do come back in 2019, man. May he come like a thief in the night as he said he would. But the scriptures say, we brethren, we know perfectly that the day of the Lord so come as a thief in the night. So we'll be ready, man. You know, keep trimming your lamps, staying strong in the faith, keep putting prayers up, fasting. And remember what Paul said, have thy faith, have it to thyself. You know, he also talked about his faith within Romans 8, I think it's 35. No, he said no principality, no prevail, no nakedness shall basically, roughly paraphrasing, make him change his love that he had for Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You know?
So that scripture,
Mhm.
this is Luke chapter 19, we start at verse 12. He said, therefore, a certain nobleman went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom and to return. And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds. And he said unto them, occupy till I come.
Woo! Cut straight to the point. Occupy till the Lord come. And, give double honors to our apostles too. Because they set up by the Most High. The order's out. Brothers do their 3 shows a week. You're supposed to be doing more. Be on fire. If you could, man. And that's just occupying. That's the way of you not realizing that you're occupying. When you're doing something you love, you don't realize you're doing it. Until you look back on the outside and you go, so damn, I did that? I didn't even realize it. It don't even feel like I did that. You know what I'm saying? So, like the brother quoted the scripture, what was the book chapter verse?
Luke 19.
Luke 19. 12 and 13. Occupy until the Lord come, man. That's all we got.
One more quick one. Matthew 26:41. This is watch and pray, that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak.
And that's important too. Very important. Because Satan want to shift you like wheat. We're in the season of the Passover. Can't forget about that. Tribulation, man. It's good right now to, seek mercy from the Lord. Trimming your lamp right now because, hey, Most High, he shifts. And when he shifts, you don't want to be the one getting shook up out of his house, man. Do everything is sincere. Be faithful, be honest, be truthful to yourself first, so you can be truthful to your brethren, man. With that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. I want to give double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the Lord's hopeful elect scattered abroad. Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.